connect. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listening. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Welcome back to Kate and Jimbo. We thought we'd jump on after watching that parade, which I've got to say, love Levy, hate Levy. He certainly knows how to put on a show, and what a parade that was. From the open top bus to the music, to the DJ, to James Black, to the stage, to everything. It was just incredible. Jimbo, me and you were in tears again. I don't know how many times I'm going to cry about this trophy. What did you make of the parade?
Oh, it's fantastic. As I said to you, didn't I? Love him or hate him, he put on a show there. He didn't hold back with the money. So I hope that he don't hold back for the money with the transfers as well. That must have come to a nice few quid. But look, it's been a long time, and people are saying 17 years without a trophy. It's actually 41 years without a European trophy. So we waited 41 years for that trophy that they've just held up. That's a long way, and we should enjoy it, and we should be grateful to Ange. You know, all right, we've had a bad season in the league, but what he's just brought us, for me, it's just phenomenal. And I think it would be a real injustice to sack him and bring someone else in and start again. Let him build on this and see where he can take us. I think he deserves that, Kate. I really do.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know whether we'll get many in, but we've got in JL Engravings. Says talk about a mic drop, season 3 coming soon. Someone's here saying champions of Europe, ole, 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 ole. I was in tears, Sonny swearing. I know it sounded very strange, Sonny swearing, didn't it? I felt like I should be telling him off. Do you guys know what Ange meant by season 3 is regarding the Champions League as the finals being played at the Puskas Stadium, and that was Ange's coach. SDFC Benny is here, says N17 in my heart here in San Diego, California. Look, I thought there was some exceptional speeches today. There was some drunken words as well. I think Brennan had a few too many.
Yeah, but they deserve that, Kate.
I think Porro had a few too many. I think Romero had a few, and Richarlison. But I thought, first of all, Maddison's speech about Sonny, saying that, well, first of all, saying that coming to Spurs was the greatest thing he's ever done in his career. And then his words about Sonny and how much he loves him and how wonderful a human he is. My estimations of Maddison went through the roof, actually, watching that, Jimbo, because I'm not his biggest fan, but I thought he was very eloquent, very humble, and very sincere in what he said.
Well, I've always been a big fan of his. You know that, Kate. I wanted him when he was at Leicester to come to us, and I think that all right, he's had some bad performances, but he's had some match-winning performances as well. And I think he went up in a lot of people's estimations today, the way he spoke. And when he says that I love this club, that's what we want to hear from your players.
Yeah, and just the words he used about Sonny. I mean, I remember them asking Gareth Bale a few years ago if Sonny's the nicest guy in football, and he said he's the nicest guy in the world. And I think that it must be true because everybody says it, but the way Madder spoke about him and how it was all for him, I thought it was just so lovely. And
Yeah,
like I say, he really did, like Sommer says, he really did step up. It was kind of like a captain's speech, you know, and he is part of the leadership group, so it's things you like to see.
I mean, look, I just think that next season could be really special again. I think that these guys have probably grown up a lot with this, right? They've probably learnt a lot from the losses in the league, you know. And I'm not going to start much talking about the injuries, but they've probably learnt a lot. And this win has probably taught them so much about what football's really about. Because how many on that platform haven't won anything? You know, there's a few of them on there, and this could be the beginning of a big era for us now. It really could.
It could, yeah. I think a lot of it hinges on Daniel Levy putting his hand in his pocket and doing the right thing. This guy's delivered. He said he'd do it. He, as Ange said, he said it. People laughed at him. People didn't believe, and he's delivered it. So really, as a thank you, Daniel Levy should back this guy with exactly what he wants.
And how funny when Werner come, he said, "I've joined Tottenham because I want to win trophies," and everyone laughed at him.
Yeah, and look what happened. Born to Lose is heading home from the parade. I could get used to this. Yeah, it did make me laugh just as the parade was finishing and they announced that White Hart Lane station's closed. I was like, oh my God, them poor people have got to walk to Seven Sisters now. Any TV shows that are out there, the third series is better. You've got to love Ange. Van der Ven has achieved godlike status. Yeah, Quincy, I agree. Best goal line clearance, I think, in the history of goal line clearances. I have to say about Ange's speech, again, thought it was brilliant. They laughed at him, they ridiculed him, and he did it. But I thought that the mic drop moment was every TV series, the third season's always better than the second. That says to me he knows full well he's going absolutely nowhere. So all these people that want him out, and yes, I was one. And I think it's fair to say, Jimbo, you was definitely on the way to being fully Ange out.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to backtrack on what I said. I said that I thought it was a step too far for him. And I only said it a few weeks ago, and I should have kept my mouth shut for a few more weeks. But I really got despondent with the loss after loss after loss. And I'd stuck with him all the way. And trust me, see, it's my fault. See, I open my mouth and look what happens. But I just think to myself, he has delivered. And all right, we finished 17th, or we're going to finish 17th to 14th, we're going to finish. And but does that really matter now this season? It doesn't, because look at we've just watched what he's delivered for us. So I think he's earned the right to go into next season leading us. And I think him, Ange Postecoglou, and them players are going to learn a lot from this season. I'll never stop believing so, not after this, mate. Not after this.
They're going to watch that. Sorry, they're not going to watch it. They've lived that moment now. They've seen what it means to the fans. I mean, I think someone said there was 150,000 people there. I don't know exact numbers, but that's the rough amount I'm being told. They're going to want to do this every season. And yes, it's highly unlikely they will do it every season. But when you've done it once, I think it makes it easier to get it over the line from then. And not only that, I don't think anyone really comprehended just how massive it was until they did that. You could see how shocked the players and even Ange, the staff, were at the amount of people that turned out for that parade. I mean, it was absolute carnage. There was people everywhere. So yeah, like you say, Jim, it's only going to make them hungry for more.
Yeah, and I think we'll get more as well. No, I think we've got the basis of a really, really good squad here with these young players. You know, they've got people like Bergville and Gray are going to have learnt massive amounts from this season, and we need some new players in, but buy some more experienced players as well. Look, onwards and upwards from here. That's what I say.
Yeah. Look, I big up Ronnie, says that was amazing. I love my club so much. Big up to you, Matt. Good to see you. Ange needs to clean up our league form and try to win a cup again next season. This takes me on to the next thing, but let me just say hello to Luton Dan. It says, great watch. Nice to see the players and Ange relaxed, enjoying it. Much love, Kate and Jim. Much love to you. And happy birthday as well to Brenna Johnson.
Yeah.
And good evening, Ben Edwards. That brings me on to my next thing. No, GK's here saying great times. They certainly are. And AJ said that parade was excellent. Anyone who says the players don't listen, don't care is sadly mistaken. And also, I think anyone that says, including me, that Ange and Maddison have had a massive falling out, it certainly didn't look like that when Maddison was standing next to him on the balcony. That didn't look like two people that don't like each other. But look, I'm just going to put it out there now. My stance has changed. I haven't got an ego, right? I'm just going to say that straight away. I don't have an ego, and I don't live and die by my opinions. I say my opinions as I see them, and I'm an emotional person. And sometimes I'll be Ange out, and sometimes I'll be Ange in. And towards the end of the season, no, I didn't believe we'd win the Europa League, and I was fully Ange out. But I think it would be a criminal offence to sack this guy after what he has just brought to this football club. After 41 years, bringing a European trophy, bringing the memories, bringing so much happiness to so many people, I think it would be literally criminal to sack him. So I am Ange in. Now, I've got no problem being a flip-flop. I don't give a shit what anyone says about me changing my mind. That's how I feel. And anyone that says that it's too emotional, I am an emotional person, but football is all about emotions. Otherwise, why do we all sit there and cry when we won the trophy? I mean, come on. So,
Look, Kate, sports in general, it's about emotions, right? I remember seeing Andy Murray win Wimbledon, and I cried at that. I was so happy because I was a massive Andy Murray fan. We hadn't had a Wimbledon, an English Wimbledon winner for 70 odd years or something. It is about emotions. That's what sport is. That's why so many people watch different sports. You know, I've been to American football games. I've been to American basketball games. You want to see their fans. You know, it's what it is. And Ange, as I said to you when the parade was on, Kate, what a man he is, right? He's turned us from last season not losing in the first 10 games, right? We're all on cloud nine, and then we've had a slump from there. And this season, it looked like, you know, it was just going to be a devastating season. And he's just turned it all round in a cup run and winning the European Cup. And no matter what anybody tells you, right? No matter what anybody tells you, that cup we just won is huge. It's massive, massive, massive trophy to win, you know. And it's about emotions and enjoying it. And you're allowed to change your mind in sports. That's what it's all about. Some days you're up and you're screaming from the rooftops. Other times you're down and you're thinking, "Oh, what's he playing at? You know, why am I supporting him?" But it's what it's about. It's about the ups and downs. And at the minute we're on an up. And I think Ange, I think it would be criminal, absolute criminal. It'd be a sin to sack him after what he's brought us. These last few days, when has us, right? All you out there that support this club, ask yourselves, when was the last time you felt like this with Tottenham Hotspur? Some of you have never felt like this. Never seen it. I've been lucky. I've seen it a few times. But, I mean, I was happy when we won the Carabao Cup, but it wasn't like this. This is another level, you know. And we should be backing this guy and saying he deserves to take us into next season and see what he can do for us.
Yeah, nobody's here. It says, big up to you. I was Ange out, but today at the parade, if I said anything like Ange out, I would have been beaten blue and red. 90% was Ange in and singing his name, and I also shouted Ange in. Look, as Jim says, your opinions change. It's like I said the other day, if you're going to go to the beach and it starts pissing down with rain, you decide to do something different. It don't make you a flip-flop. You're changing your mind based on evidence that's in front of you. GK says Brennan Johnson is so much of an impact player. Such players can be made play striker number 10 or wide. The Ange speech has made our fans come together. What a powerful speech. Not all of them. There's still a large amount that are Ange out still. The trophy we just won is the most prestigious European trophy in football, says AJ. I heard Brian Daigle say he's neither Ange in nor Ange out.
Look, me and Kate know Brian Daigle really well. We've been to White Hart Lane with Brian Daigle, so we know him well. And Brian Daigle is an emotional person, right? And he's doing what a normal person would do, right? He's looked at what we've won and he's changed his mind, and that's fair play to him. Take me out off to him, because he was a staunch, I think, Ange out at one time. So
yeah. Johnson again, ole, ole, ole. That's it. Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not going to speak on anyone else because everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just look at it that this guy has brought something to the club we haven't seen for 41 years. I'm 47, so in the majority of my lifetime, I kind of remember 84. I think that was the year Charles and Diana got married as well. I'm not sure. But I kind of remember the cup win, but I've never been able to celebrate it like I have this time. So look, it is what it is. I can't see us going forward without this guy. So people that don't like it, that's what this channel's going to be at the start of next season. It is going to be all behind Ange, because I'm telling you now, that guy ain't going nowhere. And I was just talking to another YouTuber who said that they're back Ange as long as he plays counter-attacking football next season, like he did in the final. But as I've just explained to that person, that didn't work for Conte. What I want to see from Ange is not him playing constant counter-attacking football and not him playing constant gung-ho football. I want to see him moving it up, shifting it up. Some games this, some games that. You know, he didn't have a choice in the Europa League final because he had no creative midfielders to play front foot football. But sometimes it works. I mean, it worked. We went straight at City. We went right at them. And yes, it was a poor City side, but we beat them. You know, I think he needs to just flick it out. But he said he knew in January he had to prioritise the Europa League. That's what he did, and it paid off. Whether you like it or not, whether you like him or not, it paid off. So I think to say Ange out now is it's just the ultimate disrespect. I can't help it. I've backtracked massively, but I can't help it. But we've got AJ here. I'm looking forward to seeing AJ, what he thinks about it all, AJ.
Well, it's a pleasure, as always. What would you like to know, my dear friend?
Well, my dear friend, what did you make of the parade and how are you feeling about Angelos Postecoglou?
I thought the parade was absolutely exceptional. It was just brilliant. I said in the group chat, I was in bits. Like, I'm an emotional person, especially when I'm invested in something, you know, and I'm invested in this club. I love this club. And the players, the manager, they put everything on the line and they performed and they won a trophy. You can't then not be happy about that. I see somebody said, I did my cheering and I was happy when we won. I'm over it now. Literally said that earlier, moments ago. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. We haven't had this sort of moment in a long time, too long.
AJ, have you ever seen a moment like this? I don't think you're old enough.
No, I'm old enough to. Obviously, I was a decent ripe old age when we won the League Cup, but I was born in the year. I was born in the year we won the European trophy. I was born in '84. So
Yeah.
I wasn't, I was born in that year. I didn't experience it. I have no real recollection of it. I've watched the game back and everything. But why would you not allow yourself to be just totally caught up in the moment? Why would you not allow yourself to fully embrace and enjoy what you're witnessing? Because let's be honest, it's been a long time coming. And it could be a long time until the next one. Let's hope it's not. Let's hope this is the start of something new that we're going to be building, and we're going to go on and we're going to start winning, start competing. But enjoy what we've got now. Enjoy what the lads have given us, what the manager has given us. Me personally, I don't know if I can get over the Premier League form. That for me is it's a massive red flag. I'm not going to lie. You can't, and I even said to you in the group, you guys, I think that I think he did put all his eggs in the Europa League basket, and it's apparent that's what he did. He said as much. But we still have a squad big enough, and you can still adapt and tweak your tactics enough to not. You need to stem the flow, right? If you're losing blood, you might not be able to be repaired straight away, but the first thing they can do is stem the flow so you're not going to bleed out. Going into every match doing the same thing and us losing and losing and losing and losing, at least turn some of those losses into draws. Shore things up and turn some of those draws into wins. Don't lose 21 league games in a season and then...
Do you know what, AJ? Right, this is not about that. That's been
No,
about
but no, I get that. I get that.
Trophy, but right?
No, 100%, Jim. 100%.
They got to learn
100%, mate. But all I'm doing is giving you my opinion on why I'm not completely sold on Ange being the right guy. What he's achieved, he said. What I will say though is this: when somebody says early doors, I always win a trophy, and he wasn't saying it to be cocky. He was saying it based on his reputation and based on everywhere he's been. Not like Conte, not like Mourinho. Everywhere that man has been, he's won trophies. And he's done it in his second season. And he pretty much guaranteed it. And he was ridiculed and he was mocked by media, by players from other teams, by a lot of fans, mocked. Who does he think he is, this guy? Well, who he is Ange Postecoglou, the man that went and got us a European trophy, something that Conte, Mourinho, Pochettino couldn't do. So, if anyone's ever going to earn the right to be given some leeway, it's got to be Ange, hasn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Soren, good to see you, sir. How you doing? What do you think of the parade and how you feeling about Tottenham?
What can you say? I've been saying it all season and been stuck by him. One of the few that believed that he could do it. And what did he say? I always win in my second season. People laughed at him. People ridiculed him. Fans are calling him a clown. Postecoglou. Well, if he's got no clue, I'll tell you what, he can manage my team for as long as he wants, because he's
so
just
disrespectful. So people saying that. So disrespectful.
You know what? Look, I get people losing belief in him. I get people not being happy with the form and things like that, but why they have to constantly insult him?
Yeah.
And it's not just him. Brennan Johnson, he's just won us the Europa Cup. The lad is a legend now at this club. Mickey van der Ven, all these players. Look, grown men were crying on Wednesday night. Grown women were crying on Wednesday night, but us men, yeah. And I was choked up, and it was one of those, I've been saying it on with the Irish lads, we're going to win it, we're going to win it, we're going to win it. People have called me delusional. People have told me I ain't got a clue what football is. And who's laughing now, boys? Who's laughing now? All I can say is champions of Europe. Tottenham, champions of Europe. And then watching that parade, it just brought it all back. And like you said, that speech from Maddison, and
Yeah.
you know that I just can't sum up. You know, people have told us all season that he's lost the dressing room, he's lost the players. Well, I mean, yes, it's emotional for them tonight, and they're going to say a lot of things, but he hasn't lost those players. He hasn't
No.
lost the dressing room. They are fully behind him. They believed in him. Some of us believed in him. And I just hope that all you people out there that thought he was a clown, hopefully you might get behind him now. And this could be the start of something massive for our club. It really could be. But look, let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy it.
Can I just say that Kate said that if you come on, you've got to have your camera on. If anybody's wondering, AJ is a really close friend of ours, and he's got a baby there. That's why he's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. I will say one thing. I said something tonight. I've got to be honest. I feel kind of like I need a shower for saying it, but I said tonight. So if I can bring myself to say it again, if you ask me if I wanted Poch back or Ange to take us to the next season, I'll take Ange. I can't believe I've said it, but I said it. He's surpassed Poch because he's got us over the line. And as much as I adore Poch, and I do, and I think one day he'll come back, he could never quite get us there. And Ange has done it. And that is why I can't get on board with he's got to go. I know the league form isn't good enough, but he's shown that he can beat these teams. So it's surely just a case of A, giving him a few extra players, and B, just tweaking it a little bit so that we can get the league form up. I mean, really, does it matter that much if someone offered me top 10 and a trophy every season, I'm taking it all day long.
So you've got to remember as well, Kate, right? We lost a lot of games by 1 goal. There was lots, and I would say 90% of them we lost by 1 goal. And you have to take in account, no matter what anybody says, right? We have more injuries than anyone else in the league, right? So you have to take that in account. Next season, if we build the squad bigger, these young players are going to learn so much from this season. How much is this going to make them young players grow up winning this trophy? You know, it's next season for me. It's a different scenario with this team. These guys have come in and it's their first season. A lot of them. So it's going to be a completely different scenario. We're going to go into next season. They're going to have learned a lot. I think Ange would have learned a lot as well. He's obviously a smart guy, right? He's going to have learned a lot, and it's going to elevate us for sure. And it will be an absolute sin, right? I think I might even cry if Ange don't lead us into next season.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Quincy, welcome to the channel. What do you want to say about everything Tottenham?
Thank you for having me, first of all. I know, Kate, how you feel about Van der Ven. I've been in the chat before, and it kind of ties into what Jim was saying earlier. Just want to point out, Van der Ven is only 24 years old.
Correct.
Right? And we're talking about inspiring.
I thought he was younger than that, Quincy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know when his birthday was. He might have only just turned 24. Sorry, my cat just.
But he was 24 last month. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we've got the foundations of just a tremendous. The prospects are good, and what you're saying about Big Ange. I've always been Ange neutral.
Yeah.
It's like, can Ange improve? Well, yeah, anyone can. Can we imply negatives on Ange? Yeah, of course we can. We can criticize anyone. It's like, but he's done the thing. He's done the thing that we all wanted.
Yeah. And when you think we've had the likes of Conte, Mourinho, 2 serial winners,
Yeah.
Pochettino, even Redknapp, you know, real experienced managers, and they got us to finals, but for whatever reason, they could not get us over that line. And somehow or another, Ange has instilled this winning mentality.
And just think, Kate, think of the teams that we've had, the players,
I know,
compared to this team.
I know. I worry that if we was to sack him, we're actually putting ourselves in a really perilous position, because how can you get in someone better than someone who's just won us a European trophy? I mean, I don't know what we do there. I can't think of anyone now who I want over Ange to take us into next season. Even Poch, I just don't know who I would have.
What baffles me, Kate, right? What baffles me, genuinely astounds me. And there isn't much, to be fair. I'm quite a easy to please kind of chap. But what really does me is there are fans that wax lyrical and speak superlatives of Conte and Mourinho like they're the second coming, like these guys can walk on water. Both of those guys came to this club and they were doing us a favour. They didn't want to be here. They weren't invested in the club. There was no real passion or emotion for the club. Yet Ange gets slated, put down, ridiculed, mocked, and the man has delivered something that those two never could. All those two, well, the Mourinho came close, I'll give him, and he got sacked, but just getting to a final doesn't mean you're going to win it. Ange Postecoglou has delivered, regardless of the abuse he's suffered, regardless of he's only done it in X, Y, and Z leagues, you know, that's not real football. You know, well, everything's relative, isn't it? You're competing against the teams you're competing in. Every league has teams that are slightly better, slightly worse. You know, they're all competitive to a degree. Just because they're in a different country or on a different continent doesn't make it not football. The man has got a proven track record, and he is the only man to deliver for this club. And people will still, exactly. And people will still talk about him in such, and I get being annoyed. You might not be a fan of his tactics, and you might not be a fan that he's lost so many games in the league. And if the final whistle would have blown in the Europa League and United had won, then absolutely you can say anything you want. You can have a go. You've committed to the Europa League. You've thrown the league away. We're left with nothing. We're a laughing stock. Yada yada yada. But that didn't happen. What did happen is he delivered just like he said he would. So, regardless of whether you're Ange or out, and you can all have your own opinions, how about putting a little bit of respect on the man's name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Big up to Moondog, not only with the quaddies on next season, bring it on, come on, you Spurs super chat.
Which I will be, excuse me, Kate, which I will be screaming from the rooftops.
Of course.
The first day of next season.
Also, the can't sack him, we'll be back to square one. And I understand that. And I'm not disregarding 17th in the league or 16th because it isn't good enough. Go on.
I've got to go. Father duties. I've got to go. I've got to bounce. But thanks for having me on. Love you guys. Love the club. Well done, Tottenham. Champions of fucking Europe. Have that. Fuck off, Arsenal. Love you all.
See you later, AJ.
You got AJ.
Can I just say that Moondog was Ange out? And look, see, this is what it does. These emotions.
Moondog was Ange out?
He was at one point, yeah.
I don't remember Moondog being Ange out.
We just say as well, for those that kept telling us that Ange lies because he always wins something in his second season, don't think he was lying, was he?
No.
But for all those that pointed out that he's never managed a big club or won in a big league, he has now. He's just won the frigging Europa Cup.
You're right, Jim. He deserves a bit of respect because he was called, a two-goal manager that can do it in Scotland, that can do it in Japan, but can't do it in a proper league. Look, and he's basically said to everyone, hold my beer.
Look, anyone with any class about him, right? If you don't like the guy, it's fair enough. It's up to you if you like him as your manager or not your manager. But to be calling him clown and be calling him names, it's classless, Kate. If you can't put your emotions and your expression across about somebody without putting them down and ridicule them like that, then to me, what's happened to this planet? You know,
I said to Jimbo yesterday, I said, I'm so annoyed with myself. He went, why? I went, because I backed Ange all the way until a few weeks ago. If I'd have just held on a little bit longer, but we went out both the cups. he started getting a bit narky with fans, and my head went, and I just give up. And if I'd have just held on a little bit longer, I could have said my faith had paid off. But I did give him a public apology today, Ange Postecoglou. So, you know, I have made my peace with him.
But that's what football does, Kate. You know,
Yeah.
people have got to remember that we have gone for a really, really bad few months, right? And it does change your perspective on the club, because we love the club, right? And it changed your perspective. But I was never ever rude about him. I always said he was a really good manager in his own right, and he's even proved that even further now. You know, and I thought this was maybe one step too far. He's proved me wrong, but I'm happy to be proved wrong, because we're European champions. So I'll take being wrong all the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a point though of being losing faith in your manager, because you know the Premier League season has been shocking, and it's understandable that fans are worried about the state of the play, the club, you know, the mentality. But there still doesn't need to be a reason to insult him all the time.
Yeah.
There's a difference between wanting the manager changing or being deluded by what's happening and losing faith. And, you know, it's fully understandable to be in that position and to sit there and be, yeah, we want Ange out, we want Levy out, blah, 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 blah. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to insult him constantly. And the bigger people out there, to me, that were Ange out are all the ones that were Ange out, but remained polite, remained sensible about it. It's the same with the Levy out people. All those people that are Levy out, and whether they've boycotted, whether they've stood on the picket lines, whatever you want to call them, and shouted Levy out, Ange out, whatever. Those that have been polite and sensible about it, you know, that's fine. You have your right to that opinion. It's the ones that just have to be indecent about it. They have to be childish about it. They have to be, you know, just rude and things like that. There's just no need for it.
Yeah,
And
it's not.
you know, you look back, and I'll tell you what, they'll be shouting as loud as anybody at the moment, and you know, declaring themselves as the biggest Tottenham fans in the world and all this lot. And
I believed all along.
where were you when
when
the going got tough? You were splintering your ass on the fence as you fell off it. You know, that's the thing that gets me. It's opinions are opinions, and everybody has them, but be decent with them. There's no need for, you know, to be rude and insulting all the time.
Yeah. Big up.
And do you know what? Do you know what,
Jim, I
Kate?
think Quincy wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, there was a part of me, I thought at the very least, Ange has come in and done a job before winning the cup. That is, you know, he's managed to get rid of a lot of dead wood. He's managed to bring in a lot of young talent. He's reshaped Tottenham, and unfortunately, everyone that he brought in got injured within a couple of days, and that wasn't really his fault. But he did that, and I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe he was just this big balls out Australian guy that came in to do that, and the club didn't have the expectation. You know, it's that kind of like conspiracy part of my brain that I can't help but engage sometimes. And but then he did the thing that he said he was going to do,
Exactly.
and it's like, oh, right, yeah, you know. And for everyone who, you know, I was saying, you know, can you criticize Ange, can you improve Ange, all of these things? It's like Ange knows more about football than I will ever know.
Yeah,
Right?
it's true.
You know, it's just a fact. He lives it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar with the Levy out kind of thing. Levy knows more about running a football club than I will. You know, what I know about writing, running a football club, I could write on the back of a Rizzler.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, and it can go up in smoke. You know,
Yeah.
so it's yeah.
I just want to say thank you to Moondog for doing the treble and giving us another super chat saying I was Ange out and I was wrong. I'm loving Ange. I didn't remember that. And we've got someone from Colorado here. We've got Leo.
Here he is.
Leo. You're right, Leo.
What's
How
up,
you
you
doing,
guys?
my
How are you
love?
guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good.
Look, I think first of all, I want to say hi to you, Kate. Hi to Jimbo, Soren, and the other homie. I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry, brother.
We've got
Quincy, right?
Quincy and Soren.
Quincy. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think I'm to the point where I can finally start talking about this game without starting to just
Right.
get an emotional wreck. You know how I am. Like, the emotion always is like right there, and I think that like I've gotten enough of that out now to where I can sit back and digest this game and kind of just start to think about not just this game, my homies, but it's opened my eyes to what's just been such a crazy roller coaster season. The divide in the fan base that we've had, and now it seems that like there's some sort of a unification within the fans. But just on a more selfish note, I just wanted to say, I took 2 trips to London this season for this season, watched us play 2 awful freaking football matches, and I got laughed at by some of the homies when I got back, and just got told that like I should never go back. And just I spent a lot of money. I put a lot of pressure on my family for me to be able to go out there. And when I seen just everything unfold after winning that trophy, my homies, and just crying and hugging one of my best mates here at the pub, all that shit just goes out the window. All of that shit just like, it's not that it goes out the window, but it takes a back seat to what is now just the best season I've ever endured as a Spurs fan. And I'm even saying this like I've never had to endure this much dross, but I've never felt this much jubilation. Big up to all of the homies in the chat. I've this is new for me. You know what I mean? I spoke about on my video how in the past championship runs, physically and mentally, emotionally, I just wasn't there for Tottenham, and I felt like this cup run, I was going to put all of what I had into the Europa League matches. I've talked about on my channel how I feel the players checked out. Ange has come out and said he checked out Premier League wise. My homies, a lot of us content creators have had a hard time trying to make content because of the way the team's been going. You know what I mean? And this is a huge justification for all of us, my homies, all across the world. And today, I felt a lot of anxiety because I felt a lot of FOMO, a lot of fear of missing out, not being able to be home in N17, where I feel like I belong, to be at that parade. But like I even said this, like I can't be upset at the fact that I can't be there. I can't even, I got to be happy at the fact that I've been there before, to say I know where they're walking down the street. I know where James Black was performing at earlier today. Like it's something that not all Spurs fans are able to say, you know what I mean? And thank God that now we're able to say that we're Europa League champions, my homies. And it feels so fucking good to be able to say that. I'm still smiling from ear to ear. I got messages. Jimbo, I was listening this morning how you said how a lot of your homies just from far and wide have hit you up from different clubs to just congratulate you. Like, it's such a good feeling to have family members that know you're such a diehard Spurs fan. Like just my mom was the first person that I called when we won, because I was just so freaking excited. And yeah, like I couldn't be any much more prouder to be a Tottenham Hotspur fan, my homies.
I
Yeah,
did
Come
think
on,
of
you
you, Leo.
Spurs. Come on,
I
you
did
Spurs.
think of you today because Jim and I were fine. We was watching the parade. We was fine. And then Sonny lifted the trophy in front of everyone. And I went, and I looked at Jim and he went, and that was it. We was both gone. And I thought, I bet Leo's crying.
I was. Go ahead.
I'll just say quickly, champions of Europe for the third time.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Third time. First British team to win it and the most recent.
And the last at the minute, yeah. First and last.
Yeah. It's been amazing. It's been, I mean, I don't know. Someone said that a fan said they're over it. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get over it, but I'm still struggling to find the words as to how I feel at this moment in time. We was gutted because I couldn't go down to that parade. Number one, my anxiety would be through the roof amongst all them people. It's too busy for me. And number two, I couldn't stand up for that long with my fibro. But we watched it on the telly and I had goosebumps. I felt like we was there. And I think the way that Tottenham actually did it by streaming it on the YouTube and everything, it kind of made everyone feel like they were part of it. And it was brilliantly done. But I feel like the fans have come together, like Leo said, but I still feel there is still going to be that fracture, that there are still a lot of people that are not convinced by Ange and do want him gone because of the league form.
But do you know what, Kate? What this season should have done for a lot of fans, it should have taught them a lesson, right? That sometimes you jump the gun too quick. People sending Johnson messages, really nasty messages, because he had a couple of bad games. They didn't give him time to bed in, right? Now he's ended up contributing in 26 goals this season with goals and assists, right? And without him, we wouldn't have won this trophy because he's been so instrumental, and he's turned out a hero. But there were so many people that were slating him, and Ange as well. Some of the names that I've seen Ange be called, some of them beginning with the letter C, right? It's just disgusting. And look where he's took us now. He's took us to our greatest day in 41 years. How many of the fan base have never ever seen that? It's unbelievable. So people should learn a lesson from this.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway from what I've been seeing from like what the Spurs have been putting out in their content, they've shown a lot of how Ange Postecoglou used the whole family aspect of it. You know what I mean? I guess they made like some sort of video where, I'm assuming the family members kind of were just talking about, probably the trials and tribulations that a lot of them have been through it. And one of the players even said at one of the post-conference, he was like, you got to hear some of these players' stories. Like, it's fucking amazing, and like we do it for them. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I absolutely love about Ange Postecoglou, my homies, and this is one of the reasons why I've been so gung ho about him, is I get that sense from him. I've felt that sense that the players were playing for him. I felt that sense of unity. And it's hard to say that when you don't see that on the pitch when it comes Premier League time. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna repeat that a lot. Like, for the rest of my life, I'll probably say that. Yeah, but Premier League was shit. But we won. Like, that's just what it is. But the family aspect of it, to me, my homies, for me, is what really resonates with me. Just being the type of person that I am, my homies, and just being, so invested. I honestly believe that if we stick with this manager, maybe there's bigger things to come, my homies. I love his quote now. Like, that this is going to be probably the next best quote. Like, the third season is always better. Like, dude, how... And this is how you know it's for real. How do you top that last quote? I always win in my second year. He just went and mic dropped. After he mic dropped, he picked it up and said, you know what? I got another one for you guys. Bam, exactly. And dropped that joint right there in the middle of the high road, my homies.
Yeah, I mean, Luke and Dan just said about Leo with his raw emotion. We were lucky enough. We sat with Leo. Was it the Everton or the Ipswich game we were with you?
Ipswich.
Yeah. And Leo, we were all singing When the Spurs, and I looked at Leo and he was crying. He started me off because I'm as soppy as Leo. Leo cries. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Jim's the same, to be fair. I looked at Leo. Leo was crying. He started me off. But that's what football's about. It brings that out in you, you know. And these good times, and they are good, exceptionally good times, after such a torrid season is why we all watch it. And anyone that tells you you shouldn't be feeling brilliant about your club deserves a slap round the face. That's all I'm going to say. See, now Colin's crying from talking ball.
Yeah.
We've started everyone off. But
Big up to
Well
Colin
said,
as well.
Kate. Well said.
are you going, Colin? Did
No,
you
I was
say
saying
you're
big up to Colin.
Oh, yeah, big up,
Yeah,
Colin.
he's helped me out a lot this year. Big up,
Good.
mate.
Big up to you. We've got a good community on the whole. The Tottenham community is good. It's just about trying to be a little bit nicer to each other and coming together. And I think today the fans came together for that parade, and I think it was beautiful to see. And that you could see that every single person on those buses, from the staff to the players, were absolutely shell shocked at the amount of people that were there. Because it was just incredible. I mean, I was like you, Leo. I was going, "Oh, Jim, that's where we went when we met Mickey, and that's where that." Because we've been there, you know where you are. But I did feel a little bit of FOMO not being there. But there's so many people. I couldn't believe how many people were there. But look, I don't think Ange's going anywhere. I think that quote, "third season's always better than the second," cements it for me that he knows he's not going anywhere. Jimbo, do you agree?
100%, and he shouldn't be going anywhere. Levy won't sack him. Levy won't sack him after that. He's done what manager after manager after manager that Levy's employed couldn't do. And I'm not going to take anything away from the Carabao Cup because it was nice to win that, but this is another level. This is like 2-3 levels above the Carabao Cup. So, and that's why they keep saying we ain't won a trophy in 17 years. We haven't won a trophy like this in 41 years, you know, and this man's just delivered that. So the 17 years is out the window. It's 41 years. We haven't won a trophy like this. You know, this trophy is huge. Soren, you know, you're a bit of an older generation. This is a massive, massive trophy to win, right? A huge trophy to win.
You've got a grey beard.
I've just had a hard paper round, mate. I'm only 21. No, look, I mean, I remember the '84 season. You know, I was I a teenager? Yeah, just a teenager. And didn't quite understand. You know, it was a big moment, but this look. I've seen a couple of cups. You know, I've seen the FA Cup. I've seen the Carabao Cup. I saw the winning Ajax. You know, that was emotional. But Wednesday night was. It's a defining moment in your support of a team, and we've been ridiculed. You know, you see all these posts coming out about the cabinet being empty and things like that. Well, it's not anymore. It's not anymore. There was one went round about all the flights had been cancelled over London because they're cleaning the Tottenham trophy cabinet out.
That's
And it's just, you know, it doesn't matter anymore because they can't say that anymore. You know, it just sends, you know, the bumps on your skin and the hairs on your arms. Just every time you think about it at the moment, I don't know. I can't describe it. I mean, I've got family that are Liverpool fans, that are Man United fans, that are. My daughter even went out with an Arsenal fan, and she got kicked out. But look, you know, it's one of those where you just, you know, they're all messaging you saying, "Do you think you can do it?" And it's like, yeah, we can, and they're all laughing. You know, they're laughing. They're not going to laugh anymore. And those T-shirts that Man United. Lads, it's Tottenham. Yeah, lads, it's Tottenham. Winners 2025.
Exactly.
And for all those that said we had an easy run, doesn't matter. If Man United had a hard run, they didn't win it, did they? We won it. Full stop.
Can I just ask a question? And it's probably a question for the chat. Has any team beaten Manchester United 4 times?
Yes.
Once.
But I don't know who it was, but it's happened once, and it was in the 80s because they did say it on Sky Sports, but I didn't hear who it was. Apparently, it had happened once.
It's probably
who-
Yeah, what,
Wimbledon, maybe. They were the
Yeah.
giant killers back in the day. But
It's
who's,
been a
just
while.
who's the guy on Talk Sport who does the European games, Kate? He
Kevin
always,
Hazard.
yeah, he said, I saw him say on Talk Sport that Frankfurt would beat most teams in the Premier League on their day. That's what he said about Frankfurt. And
Yeah,
we
but
went
this is
there.
the thing. We was told that Bodo Glimt, when they play at home, they never lose, and they've got their stars back, and they're no mugs. But when we beat them, it's they're a Wi-Fi code. They're crap. They're shit. We had an easy run. It's like, how many goalposts do you want to move?
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
he predicted us to lose against them, and he said that
Yeah.
they would beat most teams in the Premier League, and yet we went to their ground and beat them.
You go to any team in Germany, and it's a cauldron. To go there and keep a clean sheet and win when everybody predicted we'd lose and go out. Everybody predicted when we went to Bodo we couldn't play on an artificial pitch. That it was be too cold. It's not, Tottenham can't play in them sort of circumstances. Oh, we'll be lucky if we if we crawl through. Well, hang on a minute, we won 2-0 and we were in control all the way. So it doesn't matter who's in front of you, you've still got to beat them. And don't
Yeah.
How many times in 10 years' time when we talk about winning the Europa Cup in 2025 are we going to say, yeah, but we only beat so-and-so, we only beat... It doesn't matter who we beat. We bloody won them. We beat them all. And we lifted the trophy. And I tell you what, I remember the first time me and you spoke, Kate, and I was telling you Sonny was world class, and you were telling me he wasn't, and blah, blah, blah. I tell you what, there was a tear in my eye when he lifted that cup.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm welling up again now. Just the fact that Sonny lifted that cup was the perfect moment for me. It was just one of those where you just think, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Jim, you was telling me about an interview or something he did where he said that he's not a great captain or something.
Yeah, he said when they interviewed him after we'd won the trophy, he said, maybe I'm not a great captain. He went, but I love this club. And he was talking like that. And the guy said to him, you're a fantastic captain. And he said, let me tell you something. You're going to go on the walls in Tottenham and you're going to go down as one of the greatest captains this club has ever seen.
Yeah,
I seen this interview. I seen this video that this Korean guy translated where Sonny was being interviewed by a Korean lady, and the guy starts the video off by saying, you guys have seen emotional Sonny when he talks in English, but when he's talking in his native, Korean, he really let it go. And the guy I was hoping, he was assuming, translating it right. And that brought tears to my eyes even faster, because just the way that he was speaking, because the lady even told him, speak to your Korean fans that are watching you especially, and he broke down just explaining to them how he felt. And he even mentioned that as well, how he probably is not the best of captains, but he was really like honored that he was the one able to do that. And again, he reiterated this piece about having a puzzle around him, and he felt he had all the pieces this year. And I just want to say, tell me if I'm wrong, but did anybody did you guys just not feel that we were gonna win that game? I honestly felt that even watching the players walk out of the tunnel, watching all of the fans in the stands, I seen this point that one guy said that all of the Manchester United flags, and this is not a knock at their fans, but their fans were all fans from all parts of the world, and that's awesome. That's totally awesome. But he said, then you pan over to all of the flags and all of the fans in the stadium, and the majority of the flags were English flags, English supporters. It was just a huge contingent of Tottenham fans, you know what I mean, and not worldwide Manchester United fans, and I think that like that even set the mood just off of the beginning, just everything in the press leading up to it, which I have to say, Spurs never get that type of love in the press. We never get that type of like build up. We never get those type of stats in our favor displayed. We always get like the butt of the jokes. We always get the butt of the stats. You know what I mean? And this game just felt differently, even inside of the pub. Like you think it's gonna be a nervous game. I don't even I met anxious people, yes, because it was a finals game, but I don't really think I talked to anybody on the day that felt it was going to be a tougher game. I, I'm going from everyone up from Daniel Levy down to the minnow at the club. Like I just felt they were way more prepared for it than what Manchester United were. And even to come out, Manchester United as a club to come out and say, you know, we're going to have a closed door thing. You know, the fans, they didn't even want to pay for their own players' families to go or anything like that. You know what I mean? Amarin had to fork out a lot of his own money to pay for some of these people to come. You know, that's one thing I'll big up Tottenham Hotspurs. They showed it from the get-go, you know, from when it was we're on our way to Bilbao, like it was we're in Bilbao, and now like we came, we saw, and we conquered Bilbao, and it just feels like it was just gonna be that. It was always gonna be that, my homies.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact that Man United's manager said that for Man United to win the Europa League, it doesn't really mean anything. I think they were very what's the word? They were laughing and joking in the press conference. I just felt like they kind of thought they just had to turn up and they were going to win. It was all a bit, we're not that bothered. And
I think it was very disrespectful the way they acted, Kate.
Yeah, I agree.
The moment I saw the lineups, like as soon as the teams went out, it was like, we've got this.
Yeah.
Manchester United aren't taking this seriously at all.
Yeah.
You know, and we do have to talk, I think, about Man United, because Garnacho he carried that team through their Europa League journey, and he had 20 minutes at the end of the game. And I live in the northwest of England, where weirdly there are a lot of Spurs fans, which I was really surprised about when I moved up here a couple of years ago. But like, you know, everyone who is a Manchester United fan, it's like, what were we doing?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think Man United had any confidence at all going into that game. I think we beat them.
They shot a brick.
We'd beat them before we even set foot on the pitch.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I mean people were saying,
Amarim,
you know,
in his press conferences he sounded like a beaten man. You know?
Yeah, I just think because we'd already beaten them 3 times. I mean, normally going into a final, we all say it doesn't matter, form goes out of the league, you know, and everything like that. But I honestly think they knew we had their number. It was just written in the stars this year that we were winning that trophy, and I think they watched. You know, when people say that we didn't beat anybody, I think Man United probably looked at us and thought, you know what, they're going to take some beating because they're not playing that gung ho style. You know, they're playing to win, and I think that was the difference. That there was such a belief in the club, within the club, that it was inevitable. That's my favorite word at the moment, by the way, inevitable. It was inevitable that we were going to win, and. You know, for all those that did doubt, it was, I don't know, it was just a perfect moment, wasn't it? And whoever said that 7 minutes was the longest, that was
it was.
I was that when they put 7 minutes up, that's the first time I thought, oh shit.
And especially when the last 3 or 4 they were just constantly back, like going at our goal. I thought, oh no.
Yeah, and did you see poor Pap Sarr sat on the side with his back to me? You know, that's I was literally watching like this. And I know how he felt. That was a long 7 minutes.
But I can't remember which Go on.
I think was it Ilmatic that put up the conversation with Sonny. I just wanted to say how he apologized for taking so long to win. Right. He also said, which was so freaking humbling of him, was to all the people that love me and like me. And that's when he said, like, I apologize that it took this long for me to bring this to you guys. And he said, and to the people that hate me, he said, I hope this makes you think different of me. So you know what I mean, like just a class heart from Heung-Min Son. I just that was one of the things that stuck with me in that interview. And when he said that, literally it was like how you felt when you seen him lift the trophy earlier at the parade. It was one of those moments where your heart just drops. And look, my homies, I've been so critical of Heung-Min Son for like the past 2.5, 3 years, maybe. Just I praise him when I praise him when he's up, and I've been, I've criticized him when he's been low, and it definitely was just full circle to see
Yeah.
Heung-Min Son, be one of those people to be a core member of lifting that trophy first.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know which player it was. Obviously, they were being interviewed constantly on the bus, and I think they were getting drunker and drunker, some of them. I thought little Brennan Johnson on his birthday had a few too many bevies. I think Porro kept snatching the mic. But one of the players said that the tone was set when Cutie moved all the players over to do the huddle. And I think it was all mind games. And I think Cutie, like Romero, he deserves so much credit for the way he was in that final, on the pitch, before the game, everything. I think he set the tone completely.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was an absolute top drawer, first class. Like, that you can't take anything away from his performance. And him and Van der Ven just being the stalwarts at the back with Vicario in goal. Manu had no chance. They just, yeah. I mean, it was beautiful.
Even when they were collecting their trophy, their medals, it was just like a vessel, like a vessel with no spirit, just wandering. You know what I mean? Like they were just empty. They had no direction. They had no sense of self. Like they did not want to be in the present moment at that point in time. That was from the get-go, my homies, and I agree, that was evident.
There was no unity with them. Ours looked united. Our team.
Yeah.
They looked good. They looked
Until
united together.
Garnacho came on. And as soon as he came on, that was the second, that was when I had to change my underwear, because it was like, oh, fuck. They're getting serious now.
Yeah, I agree. Soren's got to jump because his dogs are saying to him that they need to go for a walk.
Yeah, so I'm going to say thank you. And just one last thing from me. Tottenham's champions of Europe 2025. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs.
Nice to have you on, Soren.
Take care. It makes me come on, you Spurs. I can't do his accent. But yeah, I thought Romero was brilliant, but I think he was a little bit drunk. He kept putting that silly hat on. And what was making me nervous was Richie and Biss climbing up the side of the bus. I kept thinking, please don't fall off. We can't be doing with injuries. I know it's a close season coming up, but even so. But I mean, Leo, there was definitely a few that had a few too many. So do you fancy on Sunday against Brighton we're going to see some kids playing?
I just want to say this Sunday, the Colorado Spurs, it'll be our obviously the last game of the season, and we got a few bottles to pop. So the popping of the bottles is still not done, my homies. And I do want to say, did you guys catch Heung-Min Son drop a couple of F-bombs with that microphone as well?
Bless
You know
him.
his dad's gonna have him for that one, my homies. He's gonna hear about that one.
I know he said it once, and I was like, oh, And then he said it again. I wanted to go on the telly and tell him off and say, Son, that's
Well,
naughty.
Brendan Johnson's the one that got it starting. You know what I mean? Brendan Johnson's the first one that got it. And Basuma, too. Basuma's just a little microphone whore. He wanted that thing. He just wanted it the whole time. But yeah, pick up Basuma. He's obviously the partier of the Spurs players. There's
100%.
no secret there, my homies.
Yeah, he's wild.
Um,
You can tell he's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey, I know you asked me a question, my homie. What was your question?
I said, do you think because of the drunkenness that we've seen today, do you think that on Sunday against Brighton they put out some kids?
No, I mean, I think they're still going to play a good lineup, get the players maybe an ovation when they come off, and then of course they're going to do the lap of honor. I mean, what would the kids be? The kids would just be probably our normal second Premier League team that we've been seeing for the past couple of months. So, I mean, we may not see anything different, my homies. Lackluster performance from the team. We're probably going to go out there and get beat by Brighton. I believe that's who we play. But it's just going to be what's been the theme of the season, my homies. We're still going to end off the season on a high. I think a lot of these players probably, they're rightly so indulging in what they need to today, and they definitely need to. But they got one day to kind of, I guess, hit the sauna and sweat it all out. And then, yeah, it's back to work on Sunday, my homies. I mean, Sunday is just going to be I guess the lap of honor, basically. Yeah. We have to get through this last game, and then my homies, we have a long off season to I guess just based in it until we have another cup opportunity for our first game, would be the Super Cup. So. Yeah. One thing I will say, my homies, look, and this would be the most down, the most negative, if you will, thing that I'll say for the next couple of weeks is I just hope Tottenham know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I just hope we know what we're going to do. If Ange Postecoglou is going to be here next season, my homies, I hope Daniel Levy knows that already. You know, there's talks of Paratici, who is supposedly already kind of like a sure thing. This new CEO or whatever, I guess they're kind of going to, if the writing's on the wall, they're going to work in cahoots. And supposedly Ange just doesn't fit that. I mean, who knows, my homies? Who knows? But one thing I do know is I hope they know. You know what I mean? Us fans won't know until it happens, but at least I hope Tottenham as a club know what the next step is to continue this trophy success.
Well, I'll tell you now, okay, we'll know by the beginning of next week. If they're going to sack Ange, it'll be after the last game. They probably won't sack him. They'll probably let him walk, but I can't see it happening. I would say 99.9% he's going to take us into next season.
But the rumour is that Paratici won't work with Ange. So if that's the case, I say fuck off Paratici and leave Ange where he is for now. I don't think it's fair to displace Ange after what he's achieved. So I
do think that there is a kind of, you know, mic drop moment for Ange to just say, yeah, I've done the thing that I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
You know.
There is a.
He can. I think it was one of the pundits on TalkSport. I can't remember who it was, but they were just like, well, he can just, his next job interview, he can just walk in and go, I did the thing that I said I always do. I'll do that for you. You know, it's like the quickest job interview ever. I really hope he does stay, because like I said earlier, you know, I did have that conspiracy moment that he was just here to do a job, come in, Billy Big Balls, fire loads of people, bring in some new talent, reshape the club. But he's proven everything beyond what I imagined.
Yeah, that's the thing, that it's funny, because if Ange Postecoglou came out next week and said he's leaving, you would get the ones that want him out who will celebrate, and you'll get the ones like me who doubted him who will be devastated, which is probably wrong on my part.
No, it's not. It's not wrong on your part, Kate.
No.
You're allowed to change your mind. Our seasons flow, right? Our seasons flow is what makes people go, go with the ups and downs, and but look, we've never been disrespectful to him.
No, never.
But look, I think he's probably changed a lot of people's minds. He's probably turned a lot of people that were Ange out. Right, we've had them in the room saying they were Ange out, and now they're Ange in. You're allowed to do that. It's a part of football.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are undoubtedly a lot of people. I mean, I remember having a chat with Sava months ago, and he was like, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And obviously, he was a big Ange outer. I've no idea how he's feeling now, but hopefully he's got a bit more respect for Ange. I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure. I can't speak for other people. I can only speak for myself. But if it's a case of we get Paratici back, but Ange goes, then I don't want Paratici back. It's as easy as that, because I think it'll do the club far more damage to get rid of Ange now. We go back. I don't even think we go back to stage one. I think we go back before stage one. We go literally. I don't know where we go.
That's the thing, 100%, Kate. I think we go backwards if we sack Ange.
Yeah.
Look, he's made a foothold now. He's made the what do they call it when you build a house? You put it in foundation. He's made the foundations for this club now, right? Now I think he's earned the right to take us into next season and see if he's learned and he's adapted. And as I said earlier, I'm 100% sure a lot of these players would have learned, right, from this season, and a lot of these youngsters would have grown up. This will elevate them, from coming into this club as new young players, first time in the Premier League, playing for a massive club like Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
This will elevate them up in there. Hello, Jacob. This will
Hello, my fellow European fucking champions, mate. We're fucking champions, mate. Come on.
Here he is.
Come on. The baby's sleeping. I don't give a damn. Come on.
He's come on and he's English. Jacob,
yeah, look at Tommy G over here. He's like, oh, I heard they're serving cake. No, go over there and eat your coal. Go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner, Tommy G. Loser.
Jacob,
they call us happy clappers, yet they happy today. Yet they clapping today. They call us deluded, yet they're out there singing Ange Postecoglou. You can keep your Pochettino. Yeah, I'm keeping Ange Postecoglou. They all made it a joke. Bro, Ainge drops the hardest bars of all time. Like Biggie Smalls got nothing on Ainge. Tupac look up to Ainge. Because that motherfucker said, I said it, and they all laughed at me, mate. They all laughed at me, mate. Oh, he's like, I could never do it, but he said it so good.
What a savage, bro.
He's a fucking beast. I said it, and they all laughed, mate. They could do it, mate. They could do it. Yeah. Come on.
What a crazy guy.
Yeah. No, Jacob hasn't gone more hippie. Jacob's, celebrating a win. You know what that's like? It's called happiness. Ha.
Jacob, what did you make of his season 3 is always better than season 2?
That's a big grabbing of the cock to everybody who said anything about give me Ange and thank you for your vote, but get Ange. Suck it. How about that? Ange said, you know what? I know you weren't a big fan of season 2, mate. Season 3 is gonna be a bit better. You can hold it. You can hold it. Redemption. I can't wait until hey. Come on now. I've seen so many good people turn bad because they just get a little radiation poisoning, then they think that they're gonna die. You're not. You're Europa champion, man. You're all right. Ainge saved you. Ainge dipped you in the bath of the holy water, and he reborn you. Anyway, how's everybody doing? That parade, I was balling. With the Can't Smile Without You, I was crying like a baby again. We're
Yeah.
champions. We are fucking champions. And
Jacob, I
anyone
got a
who
question
did
for
all
you.
that little like pussyfooting, that little wham, and and like, guess what? You're a champion too. Guess why? Because that Ange Postecoglou. How about that? How about
Yeah.
that? Huh. They all laughed at me, mate. Well, guess what? You're getting season 3 renewed, baby. Put another shrimp on the barbie. How about that?
He
I
did
got a
the thing.
question for
He
Jacob
did
real quick,
the
my
thing.
homies. He's Jacob. In the past, you've been kind of vocal about the of the Chernobyl and the
Only slightly.
elephant's paw.
Only
Yeah,
slightly.
well, and so one of those things has been why is his name Ryan Mason.
There you go, Tommy G. You have nothing to say, so you resort to xenophobia. Hold that, you loser. That means you already
I,
lost the argument, weirdo. But I'm a
has he been
Parkland
good at it?
native. You're not. Yeah, go ahead. I don't give a damn about my geolocation. I'll send you mine. You want to fight? How about that?
God.
I don't give a
Um,
fuck. I changed the name on my channel for a reason. It's not United for ain't shit united. It's fuck everybody. Except
Let's go.
like, it's like Leo, it's like fuck you, Leo, but I'm gonna hug you and kiss you. I actually got no reason to say fuck you, but it's still fuck you, you know what I mean? It's an energy. It's a
I'm,
it's a vibe.
I'm a little bit upset that you said you were going to hug and kiss Leo and not me and Jimbo. That's what I'm upset about.
Well, because I was trying to keep that behind closed doors, but yeah. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Hey,
Everyone
I'm big
knows.
enough. I got enough love for everybody. Everybody, there's only one person who can't get it, but everybody else, as far as I'm concerned, even this loser Tommy G, xenophobic fucking loser, idiot.
I'm
You
not
know
an
what I'm talking
idiot.
about? And then he's not the only one. I get it all the
What?
time. You lose an argument, so then it's like, well, you're not from N17, mate. I'm not, but guess what? I'm happier than you. How does that make sense?
Go on, Quincy.
I was just going to say that the only person that Kate wants to hug and kiss right now is Mickey van der Ven.
Yes, I do.
It's,
You're gonna have to get in line. The queue's quite heavy.
all right, all right.
I'll kiss that motherfucker right on the lip. As far as I'm concerned, you know how much I've been so anti James Madison and so like shitting on lifetime contract, sir. You can play like a pussy for the rest of your life. I don't give a shit. Brendan Johnson, I'll
Yeah.
talk all that shit about you. I don't give a damn. Lifetime contract. Kevin Danso, I
Johnson
just
again,
met you
ole,
and I love you.
ole.
Everybody talking about what's next. Shit, more parties. That was next. Talk to me.
Have you chosen your tattoo now, Jacob, that you're going to have?
Yeah,
Oh,
watching the parade, it forced me to schedule the appointment for today.
Is it Sonny?
oh,
Surprise! There was never any choices to be made. It was always going to be Sunny.
Yes.
But whichever one came in second, I was like, I'll consider, and I'm also going to get the Mickey Vanderveen.
Awesome. I'm getting this one, but not the ball at the bottom. And then I'm going to have at the top, it's who we are, mate.
Yeah.
So we've got the it's who we are, mate. And then if we win something next year, I'm going to have something about season 3 as well. And I might just become an Ange Postecoglou tattoo freak because I'm actually looking forward to getting something Ange put on me because he deserves it. And Jimbo's getting one as well, isn't she, Jimbo?
100%.
So there we go.
100%.
Yeah, got to do that, my homies.
Yeah. Leo, are you doing it, homie?
Do y'all know
Well,
Tommy
my brother's
G?
a tattoo
Y'all
artist.
know him like that? Because I mean, y'all cool with like him, being xenophobic? That's cool if you are. I don't care.
I don't know anything about this.
All I know is he's one of those Chernobyl idiots that's like, but he's celebrating. That's why I was like, oh, he's here with people who are happy. That's weird. I thought he would like, get in line for the fucking, we won, but at what cost? Angel's still here. Yeah, we got European glory, hoes, and these motherfuckers crying. Keep crying.
Leo, are you getting a tattoo for Ange?
Yeah, of course. I don't know about Ange, but I think I'm gonna get the Europa League
Season 3 on
trophy,
Netflix.
and yeah, something along.
Tommy,
Yeah,
it's not your
the
club. You
Europa
wish
League
it was. You
trophy.
fucking. You wish you
But
could gate. Sorry, Leo. You wish you could
oh, you're
gatekeep
good.
your
I'm
pussy,
gonna roll
but you
out my
can't.
homies. I'm gonna roll out my homies. Have a good one.
Big up,
Thank you,
Leo.
See you
Come
later.
on. Thank you guys for
Big up, Leo.
yeah, for everything, my homies.
When's
Enjoy
your
your-
Ange cat?
Where's my what?
When is your Ange cat?
My ink? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you get tatted for the European trophy.
You know, bro, my brother's my tattoo artist, homie. I just gotta hit him up and make an appointment. But before I do that, I want to be able to take a nice little chunk of change to drop off with him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
as soon as I'm able to afford it, I'm definitely gonna go, my homies.
Yeah, because you've been Mr. Worldwide traveling over there to Europe, you know, eating all the pot pie, I guess. And hey, I'm real proud of you.
I appreciate you, my homie. I'm actually really proud of you too, brother. Keep it up,
All right, I'm
man.
looking for it. Go live when you get that tattoo, man. Come on.
Yeah, we will, bro. We will. Be safe, you guys.
Much
Come
love,
on, you
Leo.
See you
fucking
later.
Spurs.
How are
Come
you,
on, Leo.
Spurs? Well, we was only Jim. We was literally jumping on for half an hour, and we've been on an hour and a half. So it's amazing how quickly it can go. How is the little one, Jacob? Because I can see she's asleep. Is she okay?
Oh, she's fantastic.
Bless her.
I mean, I had to wrestle her like a little barbarian, but you know, she fell asleep eventually.
Bless her. Typical baby. What can I say?
Yeah,
Look,
and you know what? You know what, Tommy? It's also her club. She saw the parade. She was dancing during "Can't Smile Without You." She was dancing during Ange Postecoglou song. And guess what, Tommy? There's nothing you could do about it because the club's bigger than your tiny little hands, your tiny little heart, your tiny little head. The club's way bigger than that, and it's everybody's club. And guess what? We're all celebrating glory, even you. And Ainge brought you that. So all that you were talking about Ainge, about people who supported Ainge. Oh, you just got removed. You can hold that too.
is that Tommy that used to have a channel?
No, that's Tommy, who's just like he's a Chernobyl elephant foot rider. We'll call it that.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I'm not a fan of tattoos, but I'm tempted to get Angie's face above my heart intertwined with the cockerel and the Europa League trophy. I love this guy with everything. 17
No, that's
years,
sick.
no more. I like it. I
No,
like
that's
it.
sick. That's sick. Come on, Cassandro. Come on, Cassandro.
Papa Postecoglou tattoos all round. Quincy, anything you want to say before we finish the show?
I just want to say, unbelievable. We did the thing, and it was Big Ange. In Big Ange, we trust. You know.
Exactly.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've actually got over the fact that we won.
No, I don't
Well, we
think it's
did.
going to take a while. But Quincy, start first game of the season next season. Is Ange going to be our manager?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
first game of the season is a trophy game, right?
Super Cup.
And it ain't it super? Ain't it super? Come on.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Jake,
I think you know, if Ange decides to leave, if he does the mic drop moment,
He won't.
no, by the
He
sounds
would have
of,
today. He would have
yeah,
today.
you know,
You don't tease a season 3 and then cancel the show.
Nah.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So by the looks of it, I could understand if he did, but by the looks of it, he's not going to.
Oh,
And
Quincy. Did you watch the parade, Quincy?
sorry.
Did you watch the parade?
Yes, yeah, I watched some of it. Yeah, I didn't
When
manage to watch
he
all of it.
said that line, hey, Mike, if you play that TV series, you might, guess what? Season 2 might be shit, but you're going to love season 3. Oh, I would have, if I could have eaten that as a burger, a burrito, I would eat until I'm passed out because it was just like a vindication moment for him, man. This guy, like, I don't give a damn about my vindication. I don't care about being vindicated. I don't need none of that. But
No,
Ainge does.
none
Ainge
of us do.
deserves it because of all the shit that he had to go through. He had to hear all the press conferences, all the dumbass questions, all the Dan Kilpatricks of the world. And yeah, even if you win, then people want you to leave. I'm not a clown, mate. I'm a European champion, mate. How about that?
I have to say, my favorite question that got asked of Ange last season, or the season just gone, was, "Have you heard of Robbie Williams?"
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
I didn't
He's
know. I
like,
don't know who that is.
Who
I'll
sings
be
it?
honest.
Who sings the Angel song?
I figured that out when they did the video with him. He's like,
Mhm.
"Guess I'm a Spurs fan now." They're
yeah,
like, "You're a
yeah,
Palace
yeah.
fan."
But he got
But
asked in
shout
the
out
press
Palace,
conference.
man. The year of the bird, baby.
But
Mm.
he got asked, "Have you heard of Robbie Williams?" And he was like, "You think I live under a rock?" Okay, of course I've heard of Robbie Williams.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
exactly.
You know, and he's given us so many of those moments, and the ultimately, assuming he's staying, um, you know,
Come
uh,
on, Moondog. Come on,
Ber-
Moondog.
Bergval, Moore, all of these young players, they're going to have the experience of winning this cup, and they're going to take that into next. Oh my god, so cute!
She said,
Oh,
"Did you say Ange Postecoglou, mate? I'm here for the Barbie. Put
Bless
another
her.
shrimp on it."
put a shrimp on the
Bless.
Barbie.
Uh,
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, boys and girls,
Thanks for
and
coming on, Quincy.
I'll leave you to it.
Hey,
Thank
Quincy,
you
Um,
just
very much.
know that whatever you do for the rest of today, you're a European champion. Come
Yeah.
on now.
come
mm.
on, Spurs. Come on.
um, Jacob, when you next on streaming?
I'll be live doing the tattoo.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
go live
later
from the
today.
shop. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
What tattoo
Let
you
the
getting?
people see. I'm gonna get like stencils of Sonny kissing the trophy. Oh God, too. Dude, if I had the money, I would do a whole mural of that photo on my back. But I don't have that kind of cash. But I'm gonna do the Sonny kissing the trophy. I'm gonna do Mickey Van der Veen as well. And then I've also like these mangoes. I only have one baby mango, so I need to put baby girl mango on there too. So I'm gonna get that
Oh,
done.
that's really cute.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in for a few different things and just chill out, get some needle therapy. There's
Yeah.
nothing like they say talk to a therapist. Yeah, I'm trying to talk to a tattoo artist because that's therapy as far as I'm concerned.
Get your way back
Um,
to tattoo.
yeah, I'll tell you what, like there's something really cathartic about like going through something in the end for like a representation of what you went through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's also it's a blood thing. It's like a blood ritual. I've been watching Vikings and they talk about blood rituals and stuff. It's like a blood ritual. It's like you becoming one with the thing that you're creating, and something that I've been asking for 10 years is Sonny to be rewarded for his first of all beauty, second of all loyalty, third of all him, just him. Three
Yeah.
letters: HIMSON.
Hey,
Yeah,
gorgeous
son.
girl.
Mm.
Bless her heart. She looks sleepy, and that's how I feel actually. Sleepy and a little bit
Yeah,
dopey.
sorry. I just wanted to. I saw y'all put the link, and I was like, I just want to scream at you guys that you're. I haven't actually done it on air to scream at you and say you both are European champions. I mean,
Thank you.
it's what is it? I've never experienced nothing like this in my life.
I
I had
know.
And
this.
do you know what, Jacob? There's a lot of fans out there that haven't. And look, I'm the first one to admit in the last few weeks I had doubts about this guy, but he's proved me wrong, and he's delivered what many,
But
many
this
before couldn't deliver.
and this is that's what I tried to say something to that on that note in the my post match, because obviously after I was done crying and it was just like it's like who cares if you doubted? Who cares if you're Ainge in, Ainge out, Ainge shake it all about? None of that matters. It's about enjoying what we finally were able to have. Like we've all wanted something of this level since you were a fan. I've gone 15 years, never seen us lift a trophy.
Yeah.
And it's like every time we were that close has just made it that much sweeter right now. 2019 made it that much sweeter right now. 15, 16 season and when we challenged those two times in the Premier League has You know, like I think about those, and it's just I never watched the Ajax game after the final. I've never watched that final back. Because what did it lead to? And I always got really upset with these Pochettino revisionists that were like, "Oh, he's so great! I can't wait for Poch to be done with USA, and we'll hire him, and he'll save what." Bro, earlier in the season, people say, "I take Sam Allardyce, mate. He knows how to set up a team." Sam Allardyce, bro. Sam fucking Allardyce. That looks like an extra on the Lord of the Rings. You talking about he can set up a team, mate? Can he set up a team for Europa glory? Can he set up a team for European honors? And as I'm concerned, everyone, like you can't ignore 17. No, you can't. But you also can't ignore Ainge's also got top four this year. Top fourth most successful manager at this club in 143 years. Hold that.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Jacob? People keep saying 17 years, right? It's not. It's 41 years. If to lift a trophy like this, it took us 41 years.
It wasn't no Carling Cup.
Exactly.
One no energy drink little plastic thing I buy on Amazon for 20 bucks. You know how hard it is to find a fucking replica that's not going to break the bank of the
I know.
Europa? That thing's a sexy beast. It is aesthetically my favorite because, when you're learning about the club, in my instance, you're looking at photos of our glory, and it's those weird hats, y'all have. I want one now because I want to wear it with the trophy like Perryman did,
Yeah,
and it's like it's like a fluffy top, and it's like
Yeah.
white, blue, and there's like a little brim. I want one of those goofy little hats, but I was like, British people in your hats is funny. But like looking back at those photos, like that's the trophy. That and the World Cup trophy to me, there's just something about them so aesthetically sexual. Is that appropriate to say?
Yeah.
Aesthetically horny? I don't know. I just look at those trophies and they're fucking beautiful. They're like looking at Selma Hayek when she was 25 and when she's 55. I don't give a damn because she still looks the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, fine wine, baby. You can't take it away. So it's just, for me, even the Carling Cup, I didn't even get to experience that glory. And in the summer, I said, if we win Europa, I go as low as 17th. hey, Hey, Santa Claus heard me. I must have been a good boy.
That's exactly the same. 17th for the trophy, and I'll be happy. And that's exactly what happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I've never been. That's why, like, surely you're Ainge out now. Which there were moments in the season, Coventry, for example, 88 minutes. I was like, I guess I have to be Ainge out because part of my parameters were don't lose in the first or second round to some Coventry type team, and we almost did. And if we would have lost to Tamworth, I probably would have been Ainge out. But guess what? We didn't. We're 90 minutes away from being in two finals in his second year. Meanwhile, Arteta's talking about phase 18. I always win in my seventh season.
Yeah.
That line just don't hit the same. You know what I mean? I always win in my seventh season. I'll correct myself, mate. I don't usually win. I always win stuff in my second. No, it's so hard. So hard. Dude, he's on the sinking SS Tottenham. The forever sinking. We're always forever going down. And he jumps aboard this fucking thing that everyone laughed at. These players, too, took a lot of pride in turning the narrative around this fucking club. Because part of the thing that pisses me off is when Spurs fans go around and talk shit on my club. And, like, to an extent, it's like, how can I even defend the club when the things that they say are right? But now, all that's over. That shit's done. That shit is done. And I think about, people complaining now, they can't enjoy the trophy now because we didn't get top 5 or 4 or whatever the fuck. Think about all those years, and that's all I can think about. All them years, I was like, well, at least we got top 4 this year, guys. Oh, at least we're up there and we're hanging out. We're semi-relevant, What the fuck is that? I didn't get no tattoo about being semi-relevant. I'm about to go get tattooed for being a European champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and said it, didn't he? He said if we finish third, it's nice, but what does it mean? If you finish, if you win a trophy.
Look at Arsenal fans since the final. You think they're enjoying themselves up there in second? Second is first place losers.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you gonna go now? Thank you for the snuggle.
Mm.
gorgeous.
Oh, my arm. Oh, ah,
On that arm, and you won't be able to feel it.
oh. You know, I was actually thinking about getting an Ange Postecoglou and a Sunny tattooed on the palm of my hands. If you know, you know.
FC sent Spurs a well done congratulations message for winning Europa, but that's a nice touch.
Those pricks. That my high school football stadium seats more than Tamworth, by the way, and we needed 120 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. Is instances like that where you're like, I mean, like how many times can you fucking jump in the pool thinking that someone's going to save you as a lifeguard until you're like, I'm dead, I've drowned, right? And it's like how that's why when I've had debates with people who are like, get Ainge out, right? It's like that's fine, right? But like I don't blame anyone for their lack of like faith in a trust fall because if you've trust falled 6 times and you've hurt yourself every single time, that seventh is going to be real hard to fall with complete faith, and that's part of it. Like I'm not going to sit up here and be like I remained true the entire time. Like I've always felt. I was like, I guess this is this. But I've always remained like, well, you never know. You never know. We could do this. You never know. We could do this. And then look at us now. I'm seeing things on this that I only saw on FIFA, and that means something to me.
Yeah.
Like I got a PS5, and then in the career mode, they do the bus parades when you win trophies, and it fucking looked like it today. And I was like, this is real life. This isn't fucking me going. Doo, doo, doo. That's actually Sonny kissing that trophy. Now, I mean, I'm jealous of the trophy for sure, but like that's Sonny kissing that trophy.
And cutie
And don't even
with his straw hat on.
get me started. Hey, don't talk to me about the Michael Jordan of finals. Don't talk to me about someone who go to a final and he never loses. That's Michael Jordan. He is our Michael Jordan. And I say it this way. Y'all know how much I love that motherfucker. But if he leaves, I'm gonna view it this way. I'm not gonna be upset at Margot Robbie for leaving. I'm just gonna be grateful she was here for as many nights as she was.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I think he
Hey,
stays.
hey.
Now we've got Champions League. I think he stays.
But see, that's the thing. Is he also put the fire up under the club and said, this club should be doing exactly what we did. You know what I mean? But before that, he's like, there's no reason we shouldn't. We are the big, beautiful club. We should be competing. We should be up there with this. He said, here, it's like my wife. There's only so long I could not do the dishes until it's either get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just, I guess I kind of came to terms with Cuti Romero, being the best center back in the world. And when you are the best center back in the world, everybody's going to want a piece of you. And I wouldn't blame him as a Hispanic man going to the largest Hispanic club in the world in Real Madrid. That's fine. I get it. Gareth Bale's done it to us. Modric done it to us. Everyone eventually will leave for Madrid type. But you know what? They can't take away him in that fucking Tottenham shirt. Double fisting.
On that note, what better way is there to finish the show than still talking about Cutie Romero double fisting? There isn't any way better to finish the show, is there? Let's be fair. Unless we actually had visual evidence of it right this second. But Jacob, always a pleasure to see you, my lovely, especially when you've got your lovely baby with you.
Oh wait, sorry. What about look at her. Hang on, you can't even see the danger. That's a foot.
Oh my God,
She's-
the dangerous Brian. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you smiling at her? Say I can't smile without you. You gonna dance? Show them how you dance for the parade. I can't smile without you. I can't smile. Oh. Yeah, come on. A house full of champions over here. What are we talking
That's
about?
it. Give
What are we talking about?
a big kiss from Auntie Kate and Uncle Jimbo.
Absolutely. 100%. Oh, my arm is still hurting.
Jim, we'll probably be back Monday, won't we?
Yeah, we are back Monday. I think Monday morning.
Yeah. But tune in to Jacob later when he gets his tattoo live.
Well, when
That'll be
you
fun.
getting that done? What time?
I scheduled. He's like, you can get here between 5 and 5:30 my time, which I guess is midnight for y'all. Midnight 30
Right, okay.
and so I scheduled the stream around then. I don't actually remember because I never really streamed from my phone. I did a test stream during the parade just to see if I could get it to work and how the headphones sounded and things. I'm going to be wearing I'll be wearing a mask, so the sound won't be great. But it ain't even about the sound. It's just here you go, here you go. I don't get just like the European trophy got that shit etched on them forever. I am too.
That's the way to do it. Colin just saw the speech. Season 3 is always better than season 2. Yes.
Yeah, you see the all caps. When you hear the speech, you go into a chat with all caps because you're about to run through a brick wall. You know what I mean?
Thanks everyone for tuning in. It was only meant to be a very quick 25-minute, half an hour show that went on for an hour and 45 minutes. Jacob, always a pleasure.
You know, the bus ride was only supposed to be a certain amount of time, but the players, because they were enjoying themselves so damn much because they're champions.
I know they wouldn't get the bus.
Oh my God! Oh, I just remembered something that Chang said. I can't stop thinking about what Chang was something that he said he's working on trying to send me, like sickness, just one like limited sick, like once in a lifetime shit, once in a lifetime shit.
There you go. Jimbo, do you want to end the show?
What's my phone?
Falling asleep.
No, I've got to take the dogs out. I want to go.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Jacob,
just enjoy the win, everyone. You know, and if you're Ange out,
But Jim, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
They should be having thoughts now that this man's took us to glory, and I think we need to carry on with him.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, exactly, Jim. That's exactly what we're doing. Carrying on in glory.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think he's going to take us further than what he's took us. I really believe it. So I think he's earned the right to take us there.
Yeah, it's like the Jim. You know, like whenever you've driven your family and you're driving, it's like a road trip. You ever done that? Like a road trip with your family? You got your kids in the back going, "Daddy, I don't think it's supposed to take a right here." And you're like, oh, "Yeah." Like, Daddy, are you going the speed limit? Daddy, you didn't come to a complete stop, Dad. Daddy, why did you not? Are we there yet, Daddy? Ange said, "Shut up. I'm driving this car." And guess what? We made it. We're here. We've never made it before. Pochettino congratulating us. Hey, buddy, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Keep twerking for Poch. Keep twerking for Poch.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it there. As always, guys, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Ledley stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.